Virgo, how's it going? Welcome to your reading. My name's Ben. I'm also a Virgo, so hey. Alright, this reading is going to be for a specific group of people, so if it doesn't work for you, then please find a different reading, whether it's for or from me or somebody else. So we're going to jump right into it and see what's going on. So I'm going to pull your present central energy, and then I'm going to pull some for your past and some for your future. So let's see. Yep, that's probably the best central energy you can have. You got the sun in your central energy. Great. Ooh, but there's a twist, right? So, all right. In your mental space, you have the Six of Cups. You're doing a little bit of reminiscing, or maybe some thinking about the past right now, right? And in your heart space, you got the Seven of Cups. So you may be feeling a little emotionally confused here, right? Now, let's pull your recent past. And then some for your future. It's cute. It's cute. All right. So while I pull clarifiers, we're going to talk. So you currently, like I said, your current central energy is great, but in the recent past, it seems like you might have been connecting with a fellow earth sign or maybe a water sign, but if not, it's someone that embodies those two energies of earth and water. Whoever you were connecting with in the past, there was conflict because one of you wanted to move slowly and the other one wanted to move like a sloth. Okay, so you both were moving slowly, whether you know it or not. That's why I said maybe it was another earth sign, because fast in an earth sign relationship is like a second date in like the same week. You know what I mean? Like that's fast, you know? So if you're connecting with someone that's also in a slow-moving energy, one of you was in even more of a slow-moving energy, and I think it was this other person. They, it could have been you, but I don't think so. So whoever you were connecting with, they were even more cautious than you were. There was a cute connection between the both of you, for sure, but there was more hesitancy on their end than your end, even though you both were moving slowly. Yeah, so let me just pull two more. Yep. Whoever you were connecting with, you were in an energy of, if you want to switch these roles, it's vice versa, go for it, but I'm just going to read it in one way so that it's consistent and not confusing. So your energy, you were in your strength, you were like, yeah, I want to move slowly, but I know that I'm romantically interested in you and I want to pursue something romantically. And this person was like, yeah, I don't know about that. Like, I like you and I'm also interested, but that's moving too fast for me. And you're like, how was I even moving fast? All I said was we have a good connection and maybe we can see where it goes. And this person goes, yeah, I like you too, but I don't want to see where it goes. Like, this person was like, I agree that we like each other and that this is a good connection, but I think I just want to be happy with that. I just want to leave it there. And you're like trying to communicate to this person, like, well, why not why don't we just go on a date, or why don't we just see where this goes? And this person goes, you make a good point, but I think I'm just gonna run away. So yeah, look at you on the bottom of the deck, that Virgo. So if you're dealing with a soul connection here, a divine counterpart, you weren't even moving too fast, but this person, because of the intensity of how much they loved and cared about you and liked you, they were like, I'm gonna run. I'm just gonna go. And you're like, I didn't even say, all I said was we have a connection, and that you agreed to that. And this person's like, I know. Goodbye. Trying to make light of it because, it's the best way to handle it. But no, in all seriousness, this person, they completely reciprocated your feelings. They definitely were very attracted to you. They felt the strong connection as well. They were romantically interested as well. However, this person was recovering from some very painful ending with the Ten of Swords, probably more than one. It seemed like a buildup of things that kind of all came at this person all at once. And because of that, it's like you weren't even pressuring this person. You weren't even saying too much. They may have even approached you and been like, hey, like, we have a cool connection, like, I'm interested in you. And you were like, yeah, me too. But then this person realized that, wait a minute, I'm not ready for that. And they kind of just, they left instead. With that Eight of Cups, they walked away. But it wasn't because of you. It did leave you feeling a little bit defensive, like, what? Why are you treating me like this? I didn't do anything to you. So, like I said, there's a heavy energy to this, but at the same time, it's not that you're trying to laugh it off. It's that you're trying to make light of it because it is heavy, right? So the communication between the two of you guys in the recent past it created a lot of conflict. Like, even if you tried to talk about something simple to this person, or what you thought would be something simple, it wasn't. It just led to an argument, or it led to a disagreement. It led to more issues, and you thought you were trying to fix an issue by bringing it up or by bringing it to attention, you know? You felt like you were pouring all you had into this situation, and that person was just kept wanting to leave it and not meet you halfway, even though they greatly desired to do the same, but they couldn't at that moment. So that's the recent past, okay? Now, presently, your central focus is the Sun, and it's clarified by the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So, like I said, now you're just like, okay, well, that person, you know, if they want to walk away, that's their option, or maybe they pushed you away. Either way, that's on them. I'm just going to focus on me and do my own thing, right? We do what we Virgos do best, and that's focus on ourselves and get our own cup going and get our own pentacles and focus on our own passions and do our own thing. You know, with that Hermit energy, you guys are just like, all right, I'm going to do me. Not in a, like, I'm going to get you kind of way, or like, oh, see, I'm fine without you. It's nothing like that. You're just like, all right, well, I'm just going to return to myself and do my own thing. Now, yes, you are in that energy, but there are some people in your energy I don't think you're aware of. So if you are active on social media, or if you live in the same town or vicinity as these people, they are keeping tabs on you. With that Page of Swords, they're trying to figure out what you're doing, because when you're in hermit mode, you retreat back into yourself. Maybe you stopped posting as much online. Maybe you moved. Maybe you kind of just isolated from anyone that you were really talking to. You don't talk about your personal life anymore. So it leads people to wonder what you're doing, because they can see you in the Sun energy. You're literally shining bright as fuck, and they're like, what are they doing? Like, how are they shining so brightly? What are they doing? You know, so people, it's not that they're like, it's a negative aspect of trying to figure out what you're doing or spying on you, but they're trying to, it's like they're spying on you because they're inspired, if that makes sense. Like, even like haters, quote unquote, people that like to watch you because they don't like you, no one's gonna watch someone that they're not inspired from, even just a little bit. That's why they act like they don't like you in the first place, because you trigger their own insecurities, and their insecurities wouldn't be triggered if there wasn't something that they saw that was great about you. So it's all a compliment. You know what I mean? Don't allow that type of energy into your life, but take it as a compliment. Be like, wow, like, people are really affected by me. Must show that, like, I am a great influence, you know? So that's the central energy. Now, like I was saying, your mental space, you do have the Six of Cups and the King of Wands with the Two of Pentacles. So you're reminiscing on the past. You're wondering, not wondering, I would say you're pondering if you came on a little too strong in the past, with that connection that you were recently in. You're kind of going back and forth. You're like, did I come off too strong? Was it me? Did I do too much? Am I too much to handle? You're a little bit of not doubting yourself, but you're you know how we analyze everything. So you're doing a lot of self-analysis in hermit mode, and you're like, what can I do better? Like, how can I be better balanced? You weren't like coming on too strong in that situation. You weren't actually like pressuring that person or anything. That's how they perceived it, but you weren't doing that. But on the flip side, maybe you can be like, okay, maybe I can not come off as strong to someone that clearly is rejecting me, because that wasn't the first time they had rejected you. So maybe in the past when they had rejected you, you kept trying anyway. So maybe a lesson would be, okay, if someone rejects me the first time, I'm just gonna say okay and leave it at that, and then just move on with my own life, right? Or just stop focusing on that situation. So it's not that you're too much or that you're too much to handle. That's not the case at all. The people that are right for you are going to love how much you are, you know? But if someone's rejecting you, take it the first time. Be like, all right, well, I wish you the best then. And that's it. And then that gives people the space to be like, okay, now I have a minute to breathe. Maybe I overreacted. I do like this person, you know? So you didn't do anything wrong in that sense, but you're doing a lot of self-analysis, and you're really reflecting on your own behavior, which is great. So in your heart space, you have the Seven of Cups with the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. In the beginning I had said maybe you're feeling a little emotionally confused, and I do kind of see that, but I wouldn't say it's romantically. I think it's when it comes to your finances and when it comes to your stability, your own independent stability and finances. I think you're a King of Pentacles, but with that Ace of Swords, you're trying to figure out how to turn that into an Emperor when it comes to finances. So as an Earth sign, we always make sure our finances are good, right? But we want to be great. We want to be like well off. We want to have a lot of stability, so that frees us up for anything else we want to do in life. So maybe you're trying to figure out, all right, now that I'm focusing on me, what can I do to make my life better? How can I make even more money? Or how can I bring in more passive streams of income? Or what businesses can I start up? Or, how can I become more abundant than I already am? So it seems like you're trying to think of creative ways to keep that going and to start up new ones. And on top of that, I think some of the ways you're considering have to do with communication vocally. So maybe you're thinking about starting a podcast, a radio show, your own YouTube channel. Maybe you're thinking about getting into tarot, like publicly, or it could be anything. But I think you're as a Virgo, we're ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication. We share that with Gemini. So our two signs are the best when it comes to communicating, especially verbally, okay? So we naturally have a knack for it. And a skill for it. So if you're thinking about harnessing that, you're kind of just trying to figure out like, all right, well, how can I go about that? Maybe you just want to start telling your life story, but you're like, all right, how do I do that? It's not that you're worried or stressed about, oh my God, how am I going to do this? No, you're like, all right, what are some practical steps I can take to get to that? So it's not so much a confusion as it is you are looking for the best possible route for you to go down. It's like you're standing at a fork in the road and there's like 8 different paths you can take, right? Or technically 7 with the 7 of Cups. So there's like 7 different paths you can take, and you're like, all right, if I go down this one, where's it going to lead me? Not bad. If I go down this one, where's it going to lead me? Okay, not bad. You're just you're in hermit mode, exploring all the different things you could do, right? So down here in your physical space, you have the 3 of Wands with the Chariot and Justice. So you are inevitably and eventually going to make a decision of what path you want to go down. It seems like more than one. Could be 3 in particular, 3 things in particular you're thinking about holding on to and moving forward with. Very quickly, once you make up your mind, you're like, I'm off. Like, I know what I want. Once a Virgo comes out of hermit mode, trust me, we have analyzed every single thing in existence and about ourselves. We know the best path to take. You know what I mean? So you're like, poof, I'm going down those paths. And with Justice, it's going to lead to a lot of beautiful things for you. Not just things that you make for yourself, but things that Spirit is going to be rewarding you with. It's like, yeah, I'm proud of you for choosing the right path. And Spirit's like, not only that, because you did so much healing and so much analysis and so much work on yourself, not only are you going to be blessed with what you want, you're going to be blessed with things that you don't even know that you want that are in your best interest. So maybe they're sending you brand new opportunities that you never even thought of, because you're like, damn, I was so focused on these great things, I didn't see the 17 other great things coming my way. I didn't even think about it. But Spirit's like, well, we've been watching you the whole time, so now you're going to get all of these blessings on top of it. So your physical manifestation is the Queen of Pentacles, clarified by the Hierophant and the Nine of Swords. It looks like one of these things coming your way that you hadn't really spent much time focusing on while you've been in hermit mode is the return of this person from the recent past. And it's going to cause you a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of restlessness, because they're going to return wanting a commitment, and it's going to catch you off guard. You're going to be like, hold up, what happened? Like, I thought you weren't interested in this at all. And then this person's going to say, well, yeah, in the past, I was dealing with a lot of things they didn't talk about, or they didn't tell you about. And they're like, hey, I've come a long way. As you've been healing, I've been healing, and I realized that you are my person. You are the person I want to be with. So it looks like with the Hierophant, when this person comes back wanting a commitment, it's going to throw you into the Nine of Swords here of being like, whoa, like, okay, I appreciate that, but I need a minute to think. Like, I need a minute to think about because my life is going so great right now, is this going to add to it, or is this going to hinder it? You know what I mean? So you're going to have to use your discernment. Personally, because I'm about to move into the future energy here, this person does have good intentions. So let's move into the future. Now, your near future energy, first thing you have is the Eight of Swords, clarified by the Two of Swords and the Empress. So you're going to feel almost at an impasse with that decision, like we just talked about. You're going to be like, I don't know what I want to do with that, because I remember how it made me feel in the past. But this person is no longer showing up in a Knight energy, or even a Page energy, or even the Queen energy here. They're showing up as an Empress, okay? And remember, you were pursuing the Emperor energy, so now that you've entered into Emperor energy, this person, as a divine counterpart, they're going to match you energetically, is now showing up as an Empress, okay? Gender, it doesn't matter if they're male, female, or anything in between, right? Gender is not the same as sex. We all have masculine and feminine energies in our own energy. So this person is presenting, when they come back, as a divine feminine, as an Empress. And they're like, hey, like, I'm so proud of you, and I realize now that I want to be with you. Like, you were right. We are a very strong connection, and we are a divine connection. And like I said, you have a little bit of hesitancy and a little bit of anxiety when it comes to that, and I feel like you're going to take it slow. Like, this person's ready to jump into it with you. You are going to end up taking it slow, which is not a bad thing, as long as you're still making progress. Like, don't hold this person there if you know that you don't want it, okay? If you don't want it, that's your decision, but if you do want it, make sure you are putting in effort toward that, all right? Don't just hold this person in limbo, because that's not fair to either of you. So if you're like, hey, I just need a minute, like, give me a few days, or give me some time to think about this, of course they're going to be like, yeah, I get that. But don't keep them waiting in that energy for weeks or anything like that. Make sure you make up your mind, and you make up a decision, and you let that person know, out of respect for them and respect for yourself. So honestly, I think you are going to end up being with this person, because the next group you have here is the Hierophant, clarified by the Nine of Pentacles and the World. So I do feel like you are going to accept this commitment that they brought you, and it's going to turn you from the Nine of Pentacles, something you were already very great by yourself, very stable, independent, grounded, abundant by yourself. With the World, it's going to complete that cycle. You're going to move into the Ten of Pentacles, which is all those beautiful things I just said, with a partner, with a counterpart, all right? You get to build together. So I do feel like you are going to accept that. Last thing here is the Four of Cups, clarified by the Five of Swords and the Four of Swords. So you two have a beautiful connection building in the near future. However, there's going to be naysayers, all right? There's going to be people, whether it's in your life, their life, or both, that are not going to like it, and who gives a fuck, okay? Who cares what those people think? I'm not saying, like, who cares what your family or your friends think of them. Like, I know some people care about that. Personally, I can't relate, but I know some people care about that, right? So it's not that you have to dismiss what everyone's saying, but don't let that get to you, all right? Only you and your person know your connection 100%. So if the two of you are healthy together and you know that, who cares if people are jealous? Who cares if people don't like it? Who cares if someone's like, in the past, like, you guys did this, and this. Like, it's not healthy for you to be together. You can look at that person and be like, yeah, back then it definitely wasn't healthy when we were together. But now, we're not those people anymore. Now, we've both learned and grown into a healthier version of ourselves. Therefore, our connection together is healthy. So, that's I would say, it's not even like a downside, but my bit of advice there is you are going to get people coming your way, I think in their life as well, who are going to say, like, I don't know, like, are you guys sure you're good together? And you can just look at them and be like, I appreciate your concern, but it's none of your concern. You're going to hold that boundary with people. A lot of times people think just because they're in your life, they have a say over your life. Not the case at all. Especially as a Virgo, you can't tell us what to do. Like, we're going to do what we want to do. Because trust me, we have done enough analysis of all possible outcomes. So whatever outcome we decide to go with is one that is in our best interest. We've explored every possible combination and option throughout the multiverse. Like, that's what we do when we're in hermit mode. So, love that. I'm going to pull some Oracle here to close out the reading for you guys. Is there really a better card? Butterfly. Okay. I fucking love this. This is the transformation that we talked about. When you come out of hermit mode, you emerge as this beautiful fucking butterfly. Alright? That's why the sun is your central energy. Now, when this happens, if you're on a divine counterpart journey, a twin flame journey, you have the orange and the blue, the twin flames, right? So as you emerge as this new butterfly, as your counterpart, they are forced to match you energetically, all right? And you to them. You guys are always going to be a vibrational match. So if you're in a beautiful, healthy energy, they're going to be in a beautiful, healthy energy, and vice versa. So when you two come back together, you're both going to be completely transformed. You're both going to be completely better and more mature versions of yourself. That makes me think of dragonflies, too. I don't know if you guys know, but a dragonfly, when it has wings and when it's an actual dragonfly, is only alive, I think, for like a week or two, or maybe a little longer than that. It's a very short span, and they live underwater for like 7 or 8 years as a larva, and a lot of people don't know that. I didn't know that until like a couple years ago when I was one of the more profound mushroom trips I had was in the woods, and obviously always trip in the woods, but I was sitting meditating on a rock because it was an intense trip. There was nothing else I could do except sit there and accept my fate. So I was sitting there, and the dragonflies, it was dragonfly mating season. So I remember sitting there on that rock in the summer, and like, I swear it had to have been hundreds of dragonflies over this entire pond were just coming together and mating and making their babies, and it was so cool to see. There was just pairs of dragonflies everywhere, flying everywhere. I was surrounded by dragonflies. It was incredible. But what I'm seeing here is that's a message relating to, it takes a long time. It takes a long incubation period to turn into a beautiful butterfly or a beautiful dragonfly. But once you finally get to that point, that's when you find your counterpart. Like, those dragonflies waited like 7 or 8 years underwater to find their counterpart and create more beautiful counterparts for this world, So I just thought that was really cool, and that analogy is what just came to me just then. So let me pull another. Fox. I have a fox right here. That's a golden fox, very similar to this. So make sure you look up fox symbolism. It looks like one of your spirit guides currently is going to be the fox. A lot of people, they look at a fox, they're like, oh, it's mischievous, or I don't know if I want a fox energy. I'm like, are you kidding me? Foxes are one of the most intelligent animals, especially spirit guides. One of the most intelligent and sly, and Sly Cooper, if you ever played those games, or maybe that's a reference for you. But they're just incredible, intelligent animals. And if you see one, like you're out somewhere, you see a fox, or maybe you see one online, or make sure you're always looking up meanings for that. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Like, a lot of times I'll just say this, like, to my watch or my phone or something. Fox, spiritual meaning. Just say, like, fox, spiritual meaning.
About My Brain Institute, the spiritual energy of the fox inspires us to be flexible, to embrace change with grace, and to flow with life's ever-shifting currents. By embracing the fox's spirit of adaptability, we can navigate transitions smoothly, seize new opportunities that arise, and embrace the inherent possibilities within change.
Thank you. I do that all day long. Anything I see, I'm like, oh, thank you, Spirit. I appreciate that message. I always get intuitive messages about it, but I also like to just check it out and be like, oh, hawk, spiritual meaning. Ant, spiritual meaning. Fly, spiritual meaning. If you ever want more guidance, just ask for it, you know? That's cute. Thank you, Watch. I appreciate that. All right. Oh, on the bottom you have tarantula. I was going to put this deck down, but on the bottom you have tarantula, so maybe you have a tarantula. If not, make sure, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to waste your time too much on this reading, but look up tarantula spiritual meaning, okay? Because I only have like 3 minutes left. My camera stops at a half hour. So make sure you look up tarantula and see what that means for you. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I appreciate you being here. If you'd like a personal, you can email me or do my website. Honestly, email is easier for everybody. esotericinsightyt@gmail.com. It's almost always in the description down below. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. I am very fucking proud of you. It's a lot of work that you've done, and you have a lot of beautiful blessings coming your way. So thank you, fellow Virgos, and you have a great day.